Hey y'all, happy day. I wanted to come in and kind of give you an update because the last vlog that I did was a couple of days ago, and I was kind of giving you guys a little bit of information because Cam was scheduled to see an orthodontist this week because of what we thought was a really serious situation. And it's not to say that it's not one, because we haven't gotten all the information back yet. By the time you guys see this, we will have moved on. So a lot of people were calling me and texting and asking what was going on and if she was okay. Say hi. Say hi. Hi, pretty girl. Hi, pretty girl. So basically what happened was last week Cam had her regular checkup and cleaning at the dentist. One of the things that they wanted us to do at this appointment was meet her dentist's new associate, because Cam's dentist is actually out on maternity leave. So I was like, okay, great, no problem. You know, and Cam's dentist, obviously it being out on maternity leave means she's a woman. I was like, well, you know, who's her new associate? You know, who is the new doctor? They were like, oh, it's a man. Just on the strength of it being a man, I was nervous for Cam because Cam's not around men. No. So immediately I was like, you know, this might be a problem. How's this supposed to work? Cam knows her dad, and that's it. So I was just gonna be like, I was just really gonna just let it be, you know, let it flow. However it flowed, and we'll fix it later, you know, we'll deal with it. I talked to her, like Tony and I both talked to her and let her know what was going to happen at this appointment or whatever. So we get to the appointment. She's tired and not her best, but we pressed on. He comes, and by the time he comes, she's over this appointment entirely. And he's examining her and introducing himself or whatever. And he's like, oh, have you ever heard the term Pierre-Robin or Pierre-Robin syndrome? I'm looking at him like, no. So anyway, he's like, have you ever heard of this syndrome? And I'm like, no. And he's like, you might want to get her checked for it. And I was like, okay, why? And so he explained that Cam has a shorter or smaller chin and jawline, and he gave us some information, but ultimately I left very uncomfortable, very uneasy, and very nervous because he had practically given a diagnosis of her condition without having, first of all, it was my first time even meeting him. It was my first time even meeting him, so I don't even fully know your name, sir, and you just gave me a really serious diagnosis. So basically the condition is the result of a congenital situation where babies are born with a smaller jawline. Some babies don't have a chin at all, and because of it being receded, the tongue falls back and causes the child to choke. So a lot of times in infancy, it's almost immediately caught in infancy because you put the baby on their back, which is the way that, you know, technically you should sleep your baby, and they'll choke and die if they have this and it's not checked, and the tongue, you know, falls back. So Cam, obviously, for those of y'all who have been with us for a while, y'all know that Cam had a lot of choking issues. She had a lot of just scary episodes, and for me, I felt like a terrible parent because we all this time have been focused so much on BPT that I was like, well, maybe, you know, we weren't paying attention. Maybe we didn't, you know, even notice that she had another medical condition going on because we were so focused on BPT. Well, I'd never even heard of Pierre-Robin syndrome, and we didn't really get a medical team up and going until we moved here to Dallas because you know, she was so young and we hadn't really confirmed much at the time when we moved here. So, or before we moved here, I should say. So I just felt like a terrible mom. You know, I felt like I had failed her because the way that this condition, Pierre-Robin or Pierre-Robin, however you say it. There's different, you know, ways that people pronounce it and write it or whatever. But the way that it's corrected is they have to do what's called a mandibular distraction, which means that they cut a hole on the sides of the child's jaw, right? Then they saw their jaw. They saw it to break it. And then they put titanium plates into their mouth and screws, and then they keep them in for an extended period of time. And daily, the parents are responsible for loosening the screws so that it causes the jaw to come forward. You can imagine how I didn't want my child to go through that. You can imagine how upset and frustrated that I was that this was even something that was being brought to our attention that wasn't done by doctors a long time ago, that no one ever, you know, called attention to. No one ever, I mean, I had discussed several of the symptoms that were common in children with this syndrome with Cam's doctors, her pediatrician, her neurologist, you know, and so I was freaking out and pissed at the same time, because I was mentally, and Tony and we were mentally trying to prepare ourselves for our daughter having this major surgery where she's going to have her jaw broken, sawed open, titanium plates and screws put in. Then we have to screw it to loosen the jawline, and then go back and do another surgery to remove everything because the jaw will completely heal itself. It's been a rough week. This just happened. She had her appointment last Wednesday at the dentist. We met this doctor. I don't even know his name. Then today she had her follow-up. So today we decided to get a second opinion from an orthodontist, just to see if they saw what this dentist had said that he saw, if they were concerned, if, based on just her features and a regular consultation, what they could see, if anything. And let me just say that this experience was totally different from the one that we had last week. They were super patient with Cam. Obviously, when you think orthodontist, you think braces and retainers and all that. You don't think of a toddler, right? So they never have little people like Cam's age even in there. And they were super patient and just so sweet with us, because Cam freaked out. She didn't know what was going on. They took a lot of pictures of her, and then we met with the orthodontist, and he was like, I don't see what he saw. Oh, the crayon. Okay, you got it? Yeah. Okay. Okay. You good? Yeah. Okay. I'm good. Yeah, he was like, I don't really see what the other doctor was talking about. He was like, her jaw is smaller. She definitely will need braces and just that whole nine. He was like, but I don't see it. I don't see it. He said, but I'm an orthodontist and she is really small. So he gave us a referral to see a medical specialist, a craniofacial specialist at Children's in Dallas. So we're going to go do that in a couple of weeks and see what happens and just kind of go from there. I know God will cover my kid. I know that, whatever God has for us is for us. He will protect us. He will take us through it, whatever the case. But I just didn't mentally prepare to ever have to have this type of a situation, to ever have to let her go into a long-term surgical procedure that she would actually need twice. It was nerve-wracking. It was nerve-wracking. It was overwhelming. And thank God my husband is super lax. He was just like, whatever she needs, we just have to do it. We just, whatever happens. He's that whatever, real chill kind of guy, which I appreciate sometimes. Yeah, so I'm super happy with the results of today's consultation. Really hoping that her regular dentist is back from maternity leave by the time her next appointment comes in 6 months, because I don't really want to see this dentist again. And I appreciate him for giving us the information and shedding some light on something that could be a serious thing for Cam. But it wasn't like it was her first dental appointment ever. She'd been there before. She'd seen her dentist. Her dentist had already discussed with us. If you guys watch our videos, then you guys know in another vlog I had already mentioned that her dentist had already talked to us about her needing braces later. So it wasn't a conversation that had been had. And so to freak me out like that as a mom, it was just, I felt like it was unjust. But like I said, I'm really, really glad that things panned out the way that they did, and hopefully she won't have to have a procedure at all. And just, you know, we'll come back and revisit the idea of braces in a few years, which would be great. In the meantime, though, we are trying to help her with her speech. So I'm trying to find a really good speech pathologist that could just work with her. Cam has a neurological condition. It does affect children in various ways. Some children are deaf because of it. Some children can't speak properly because of it. Some children, you know, have motor skill issues and delayed issues and various disabilities because of it. So I'm not mad at it at all. I'm actually really blessed and happy that she's handled her condition as well as she actually has. So, you know, whatever comes with BPT for us, we take in stride. Our faith is 100% in God that whatever she needs, he will allow to come to pass. And so I'm really, really happy. I mean, I say that with confidence, but I honestly really, really was so sad that I was about to see her go through something that, I mean, if it were me, if a doctor said to me, oh, we're going to have to open your jaw and saw it, and I would just be devastated, you know. But when you flip it and put it on a 3-year-old, it's like, do it to me instead. You know what I'm saying? I would have rather it had been me, because I can handle it better. I can understand it better. I can push through it a lot better. I don't know. Right now, it doesn't look like she's going to have it. So we're going to make an appointment with the specialist at Children's Medical and just see what they have to say about everything. Hopefully, it's not what it's been probably diagnosed as, and we'll just keep it pushing. But I just wanted to come back and give you guys an update because, you know, obviously I try to do that because I talk so much about it and I vented so much about it to you guys in the vlog that was before this one. Here are the girls because they haven't been in a video in a while.
Hi.
Say hey.
Hey.
You so pretty.
Yeah, I'm angry.
What is that thing called? Slinky.
Chicken.
Where'd you get it?
Got it.
Did you go to the dentist today?
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you cry?
Yeah.
Why?
I can't sit down.
You didn't want to sit down?
No.
Yeah, so
Hurry home.
I'm happy now.
I will go home. I got chicken.
You got Slinky. Y'all, I'm so tired. I went in the bedroom to go to bed last night at like 4. So I was sitting out in the living room editing a vlog. And then I get in the bed and Tony was getting ready to get up to go to the gym. Show him what else you got. What's that? Say, look, friends. What's that? Keychain.
Chicken.
Yeah. It's cute. He was getting ready to get up to go to the gym. So I was like, well, I'll just stay up, you know, until you leave. And then Carter was up in her room because her diaper was wet. So I had to go and change Carter. And then I finally get back in the bed to go to sleep. And Cam came in the room. And then I was just like, okay, fine. You want to come to bed with us? Like, just get in the bed with us. You know what I mean? She comes in our room and she starts like talking. We were like, hold up. We trying to go to sleep. So we sent her back to her room because we were like dog tired by then. She didn't want to go back to her room. So needless to say, I don't really know what time I went to bed, but I know I was up at 9. She's watching Dave and Ava. They take this show, this nursery rhyme songs really, really seriously. It's on YouTube. I think it's the cutest thing, but anyway, I don't want to get no copyright strikes, y'all. So I will holler at you guys later. What did you just put in your mouth, Carter? All right, I gotta go. Love y'all. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to like it, and we will come back and see you guys really, really soon in the next one. Subscribe and become a part of the fam bam, and don't forget to follow me on Instagram at breezy_islar. Love y'all. Bye.
Bye.
Deuces. Carter. Just keep her in prayer as usual. I don't even know what I was talking about. So yeah, that's another thing.